Everybody, it's Steph from the High Moon Podcast. Since TNT is about to lose its NBA rights, it seemed like Charles Barkley has just been a little cranky, right? I mean, he really got on the execs and the higher ups at TNT, right? For inside the NBA being canceled because of the NBA TV rights deals, right? And then Charles Barkley now says he's going to retire after next season. Right now, Charles Barkley says that NBA doesn't care about his fans, right? I mean, he says they don't really care about anything but how to make money, how to make the most money possible. We should never put money above the regular fan. Everybody can't afford streaming. There's nothing wrong with streaming, but when you start just going to the highest bidder and you're not on regular television, I think you do a disservice to that fan. Now, look, there's a couple problems here, right, with Charles Barkley's statement, and listen, we love Charles Barkley, funny, we appreciate what he's done in the NBA, one of the greatest players, top 75 player of all time, everything fine, and he's been able to parlay that into a great media TV career for 20 plus years, making multiple millions of dollars, okay, but, maybe Charles Barkley is just, his thinking is a little dated in this, right, okay. Streaming is king, right? Okay, like, look, man, a lot of people have streaming services, subscription services. It's basically the new TV, right? It's the new cable television, streaming platforms, right? Look, as we shift into more streaming, you see these sports leagues are gonna want to now broadcast their games on multiple outlets, of course, to increase revenue, but also, more visibility, right? Look, I don't think that, listen, you're trying to say, like, I don't know people who are watching sports are solely relying on cable television, right? I think if you're able to pay for cable TV, I'm assuming you also have some streaming platforms as well too, right? Like, I don't think, we're like, oh my God, no one can afford streaming. Clearly, they wouldn't be going to these streaming platforms if they didn't think the install base of people who are already subscribed to these channels, or sorry, not channels. Oh, you can subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it, or not. But who are already subscribed, have subscriptions to these streaming platforms. They feel like, okay, we can tap into that, right? They have a huge install base of those people. Okay. And business is always business, man, in pro sports. When has it ever been about the fans, right? Even before, streaming and coming into play and going to the highest bidder. I mean, have leagues not always try to find ways to increase revenue, right? Increasing sales, getting to these games, hell of expensive, right? Concessions, parking, right? I mean, the average fan, if it's not TV, when they're not loading it up with a ton of advertisements, right? Going to the game for a viewing experience, it's once you're in there, cool, but you got to pay for that price. You got to pay for the food, and alcohol, all that stuff. Parking is a lot. There's a lot of work, a lot of processes to have an enjoyable experience at a game. That each process, there's a price tag before actually getting to watch the game and enjoying it in a comfort level, right? As opposed to watching it at home. Okay. So no, look, man, I get it. There's plenty of people that wish inside the NBA was sticking around, staying on TNT, but business is always going to trump it. I mean, this is basic economics at this point. Streaming is the new cable television, man. And I look, Roger Goodell, I think he even during the was it during the Super Bowl week or whatever, I think they asked him, would the Super Bowl ever be streamed? Would you ever envision a future where the Super Bowl would be streamed, right? And I think he laughed at that idea or that concept, but no, that is not a laughable concept. I do see a near future where the Super Bowl will be streamed. It will be on cable television, sure, but it will also be streaming on platforms as well, right? I mean, for more money. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look, there's a demand for sports, but the demand for sports and how many outlets we can have, right? We want to have different outlets for all these sports to watch. And NFL, NBA, they want to tap into that, right? They don't want to be behind. Okay, they don't want to be stuck on, we're just gonna stick to television because that's old medium, man, right? So look, man, Charles Barkley's gonna retire soon. I wish him the best. I think I think he's missed a point, or maybe he is aware of those things, and he still feels the NBA should still try to care about the fans. But again, when has pro sports truly cared about the fans? If they truly cared about the fans, I think price, look, NFL charges expensive preseason tickets too, right? Look, they would have shown that a while ago, but no, they've never really cared about the fans, right? It's just never you give me an example when the NFL, NBA say, you know what, we care about the fans so much that our product, we want to make sure that our product is affordable to everybody, whether it's via going to the games or how you view it through streams or on TV. Nah, they've never done anything like that, man. Never. This is the next money grab that they got to go after, right? I mean, the highest bidder, look, these networks, they want to pay big money, right? For sports, right? Because if you have a pro sports like an NBA, NFL, right, you're going to be able to monetize a hell of your own platform and your own internal streaming services that's tied to these networks or whatever, right? Come on, so a lot of respect for Charles Barkley. He's speaking from a privileged standpoint, considering he's made his millions, right? Not trying to invalidate his opinion, but because he's rich. But I think, come on, his own shows, you see your show's gonna go away most likely, right? So, that's an example of just the landscape, right? There's a high demand, and it's always gonna go to the highest bidder, right? The NBA is not gonna sign some cheap deal, right? They were happy this deal's expiring, knowing that they can damn near double what they did last time, or something close, getting exceed more than what they got last time, right? Crazy, man. So y'all let me know what y'all think about what Charles Barkley had to say, man. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. I'm out.